All right, good morning, guys. Dan here with tradingalgae.com trading room for October 26th, Monday, bright and early. And as usual, we have Dave from our Strong Market Team friends joining us. So welcome, Dave. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
I was a minute late because I was just closing out a quick position. I had a short on the ES and I grabbed some profits. So 1 minute late. It's probably going to continue down as we see the nice turn here, but I'm not going to actively trade it while I'm running this room. So we see
they're always welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good morning, Andre.
Good morning, Andre.
We have a potential true 10 day. We had one green bar on the volume. I don't know if you want to say that's going to break the rule or not, but typically we should see everyone red. We are still below 2100 at this point on the issue.
Yeah, it fluctuated though. Like in the first 15, 20 minutes of trading, it went above minus 2000, and I thought it was going to stay there, but it kept going up and down, back and forth. And if you look at the up-down volume, it's a stair step, except for that one green, like you said.
Yep, looking like there's definitely some orders. We see the volume.
And it's pretty strong to the downside.
Everybody's strong down here. Yep. We just broke through another level here. Then see where the next one might be to hold it up a little.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was short the MYM contracts on Friday. It was when the Dow was up about 40 points. I went short a couple of MYM contracts, held it as it was down about 250, and I even increased it. At one point, I had 8 short contracts. Right, started moving back up. I said, "Oh man!" I knew it was going down, but I got out of the position, and then of course we open up, down 300 points today.
Right.
Of course. I knew it was going down. It's like, I don't want to hold it over the weekend though.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's always, we tend to be just slightly early, I think. And it's one of those you have to ride out that little bit of early.
Yeah, I guess so. But we've got plenty of asymmetric positions on in case we do get a huge decline. So I said,
Yeah, I was looking at it this morning before the numbers were coming. It's like, yep, here's more of our volatility building, and that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And the volume is pretty good today. So we got that stair step down. Advanced decline just went down to 2154. So we lost quite a few more on the downside here.
And let's see. The other side of the world, what's our crypto world doing?
Not much. Bitcoin's up a little. It had a positive close yesterday on the weekly bar. Everything else is just kind of like
hovering.
Yeah, nothing really major here.
Yeah, back it's flirting with that high again. It's almost at 13.2 for Bitcoin. So yeah, it might push up. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's been stronger, and the dominance for Bitcoin is increasing. So yeah, it's up to 62% now. It was 60 about a month ago.
Yeah, just taking a quick look at that volatility building. Look at our VXX chart, and that we were expecting to see a potential spike in this that we were talking about, and this might be the leading edge of it.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. I think a lot of people, I don't know if you got to see the documentary that I put into the Slack channel at RTUS.
I did not yet. I haven't had a chance to review that.
You got to watch that. All you guys got to watch that. Andre, if you haven't seen it, you need to take a look at it.
Yeah, so it's around, looks like it's labeled the documentary for the crash in 1929.
Yeah. What's really eerie about the whole thing was how everything led up to the crash. I mean, nobody expected it. Nobody. I mean, it just came really out of the blue. And retail investors, kind of like what we see today. I mean, I haven't really heard much about retail investors being in the market since 2008, 2009. They were all scared off. All of a sudden, when we had the dip in March, all the retail investors are back in. And the same thing happened in 1929. Also, the first break in 1929 happened on October 23rd. And that was also the high of 1929. So, and then all the big declines came in October 26th, 28th, and 29th was the big one. So, just saying.
I will definitely be reviewing that later today.
Yeah, it's a good one though. It's probably one of the best. I've seen a few documentaries. It's one of the best I've seen. They really laid out a pretty good picture of what was going on at the time. The only difference, there was one difference between today and then. Then you could buy stocks on 10%, 90% margin. So you only had to put 10% down.
Ooh.
Today it's 50%, but yeah, 10%, that's too thin.
Can you imagine what people would do to abuse that these days?
Oh yeah, holy cow.
You think they're your own personal bank or something with fractional lending. The one news event for today, just to cover this for you guys, is new home sales was not a happy camper. They were expecting around 1 million and it was not. So that's our only Monday forecast deal here. Then throughout the week, we have, looks like the typical no FMCs. Our usual unemployment claims. Looks like they're trying to lowball at 787. Well, that was the previous. They don't even have the forecast in yet. Let me take that back.
Yeah, no forecast.
And just some housekeeping. The Wealth Masterclass for everyone, there will be an email going out to the folks that are in it, is moved to Friday. So Wealth Masterclass on Friday this week, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern, but it is on Friday. So look for that reminder, and the Zoom info is in the Wealth Masterclass, so you can take that ahead of time for anybody that's in that. So just a little update there.
And earnings, this is a big earnings week. We've got today, nothing really spectacular. HSBC Holdings, Hasbro came out this morning. I think they're under pressure. Nothing really outstanding today, but on Thursday are all the big ones. All the big ones are on Thursday, so just keep an eye out for that. You got Alphabet, Google. You got Amazon. What else you got? Those are the big ones. Amazon, Facebook. So you got Amazon, Facebook, Google on Thursday. Heads up. That's going to be a big day.
Yeah, especially with what's the Q3 is what everybody's reporting on if you don't keep up on the earnings. So how those companies fared through the third quarter of this interesting year that we've had so far.
Absolutely.
We'll pull in. I had to adjust the chart. This time is really, I'll look at where some of those supply, demand, and strengths are looking at with this move down. Looks like we're at a negative 18 right now on the New York Stock Exchange supply and demand index.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it was at -8 this morning. And check. Yeah. So, wow. Yeah, that's pretty big. So there's a lot of selling going on right now.
Where's our strength at? Strength is,
for a little while this morning, the NASDAQ was up.
Look at that. It's a negative 70 in the strength index.
Wow.
That's way down there.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while.
We could have another $1,000 day here, 1,000-point day.
-67. Yeah. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I have not seen that in some time since March, really.
Yeah, we're already down 525 on the index. That was quite well. Was it 100-point gap down? 150, give or take. Then the move since. Oof.
Well, remember too that the Dow opens up in rotation. And so the gap was probably actually bigger, but they start out with a few stocks and then they rotate.
Right, that's right. That 15-minute opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep an eye on this, guys, for the rest of the day. If this continues down, if this makes a little hook back up, it might do some sideways action. But that's one of the things we keep an eye on when we're looking at, these true trend days where we're way down here, negative 2,000, just maxed out, watching for these,
Actually, and then there's some IPOs coming out this week too. In fact, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of them coming out on Wednesday.
Interesting.
Yeah, nothing huge. There's 6 on Wednesday, and it looks like another 4 or 5, 6 on Thursday. So it's a kind of a big IPO week. One of them is Gatos Silver, coming out Wednesday. They are a U.S. producer of silver and other precious metals.
Yes, Andre, that is on YouTube, the documentary that Dave was referring to earlier. I believe you're in the real-time update service, so you will find it in there. I just saw the list that you were referring to on the IPOs.
Yeah.
So there you go. Here's our upcoming IPOs this week.
Yeah, so nothing that really comes out. Amerihome, I'm not sure what that is. Gatos Silver is the one that interested me on a silver producer. Everything else, not really familiar with them.
Therapeutics, Lufax, hold, yeah.
Lufax sounds familiar, but doesn't ring a bell.
Looks like they get the most amount of shares out there, 175 million, quite a bit of volume.
Oh, so they must be pretty big. I don't know who they are, but let me do a quick search here. Gatos is the one I'm kind of interested in because I think we're going to get a little bit of a pullback in silver and gold, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best position here to be in. Oh, my my voice is really cracky today. Lufax is what's that?
You just need some more coffee.
Yeah. Oh man, I coffeeed out. I got up at 6 o'clock and I've had 3.5 cups already. So I'm drinking water now. Lufax is a Shanghai International Financial Asset Exchange.
Interesting.
And from Shanghai.
All right. Let's see here. We'll scoot him up there. There we go. It's fun when the mouse plays games with you.
So otherwise, a pretty interesting week with all the earnings starting off kind of on the negative tone. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to continue or not, but it has. We were talking about the volatility last week on the spreadsheet, and Friday or Thursday night you could see it because we had that gap, right? We had the gap in the bear trap or bull trap rather, and trapped some of the bulls in there. Yeah, right in there. And then now we've got a potential for another opportunity, kind of a window of opportunity for the bears with that bullish earning in the last column. And so, then we see, well, what's going to happen. We're going to have bearish earning in the first column today, I'm sure. If we stay this way.
Yeah, I could do, let me pull in just out of curiosity.
The bulls fumbled again.
Today is the 26th. Where are we looking at right now? Oof, only 388 currently.
Yeah, that's pretty low. Sometimes remember when we have these kind of days, guys, if they're lopsided in one direction, we can get a bounce back. So watch the price anomaly. So if we're down 500 today, we could be up 500 tomorrow.
And right now we're 4808 on the SP and 509.57.
Yeah, so we got 161 on a price anomaly. So just keep an eye on that. And we do have a handoff here to the bears.
There it is. That's just the live, obviously, as Dave was just mentioning. We'll wait till the end because that's why AVS, this is just early morning. So ignore this intraday. This doesn't matter until the end of the day.
Right.
But yeah, handoff there. Big jump. It was down low 70s or mid 70s here. So 8-point jump in MT vol. Big jump in flow again. And we'll pull this guy down.
27. Wow. Yeah. So we got a big decline in the 21. So that wasn't very holding up very well. Barely positive on the buy sell coming off of the triple twos, but it never got really too low. But if you look at the LT signal, it's not following, it's going lower.
Yep, definitely. Andres, can you elaborate on private anomaly? Which one? I missed what you said right before.
Oh, the price anomaly.
Oh, the price anomaly. Gotcha.
Yeah. So if we get a big down number if we close down on the Dow and the S&P 500, any large number in that price anomaly could indicate a potential reversal the very next day. And so what that does is it measures how is the price consistent with the supply and demand. So if there's a lot of supply and demand, there's a lot of supply out there and the market's down significantly, maybe it's measuring it against what it should be. So having a zero price anomaly means that it's perfectly in sync with the internals. If it's not, then that creates the anomaly. And it's those two columns right there that you measure. So your actual price change and the price expected. And you subtract those two to get the price anomaly. So our price expected right now is down 670, which means that the market should be down 670. But since it's not, it could indicate a bounce the other way tomorrow. Not today, tomorrow. Not right away.
And so we'll see where those finish off, see what that price anomaly is at the close of the day with all the numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little, keep an eye out, little warning symbol that goes off. Hey, make sure you check me before tomorrow happens.
That's right.
That's what
that's the one thing I'm going to be looking at tonight after the close. Down 566, almost 600. I feel bad for my wife because I put her in. We changed her allocation to a little bit long because I didn't really think anything would happen until after the election. And we got locked into a 15-day period before we could change her out of the long stock position. My mistake. But I bought some puts, so I've got some protection for her.
Well, you're one of the very few across the entire country that has protection on right now. That's what we've heard last week in the call to put ratios.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's buying calls.
And yeah, let's see. I had one more thing. What did I have teed up there? Oh, I was going to pull over. We haven't seen this one in a while, but just to show, we were looking at the herding, and you can see that the balance of power in the live charts as well. So you see it's all red coming in.
Yeah.
A couple different ways there. The BOP curve building, the herding itself, full, just on an intraday basis. So as we look at the spreadsheet that we always cover, guys, that's on the daily basis. You can leverage those indicators and those algorithms during the day to see as they actually build out to give you warnings. So if this starts losing that bearish herding, that'd be a signal to we could have a turnaround, but right now they're full and BOP curve is building up. So all signs are pointing to a further decline at this point.
Yeah.
Or at least not a recovery.
Yeah.
Would be another way to look at that.
Yeah, you may be right. We could be down. We're 605 right now on the cash index, so could be a rough day in the market, that's for sure. And interestingly enough, the asymmetric trades are coming back to life. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I was noticing that how they were. I think they're a little behind when they get these drastic moves, right? Where one side moves and the other side doesn't pick up, and then all of a sudden here they come back, right?
Yeah.
Watching that trade.
Yeah, it's just odd that, I mean, we're so far out of the money on those, but I'm up on the positions that I have. I'm up almost $1,000 just on this little move here. I call it a little move. I'm waiting for a 5,000 point decline, or a
Right.
10,000 point decline. So we'll see. And speaking of that, you got a chance to review the spreadsheet. We could share that with some of the members. I don't know what level you want to put them at, but we can share that with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I can give you a brief glimpse of that here. Let me find that one that you've heard Dave talking about recently. He was kind enough to put together the positions into a spreadsheet for the asymmetric trades. So this will be going up for members somewhere. We just don't know where yet. So we got the SPY, the VXX, UUP, and the TLT trade, and what the strikes are, the cost of those strikes, the spreads, then the total amount, potential max profits, and then related to the risk reward ratios. So 250, 314 to 1 risk ratios with the potential max profit. You got to work on this, Dave. It's just shy of $1 million.
I know. I actually tried to add to the VXX this morning for January, but I couldn't get my price. I put it in for the same strikes, the 100, 140s on the VXX, and I tried to get it at 15. They wouldn't give it to me.
Speaking of which, I had a trade sitting waiting for TLT. I doubt it got filled. It has not yet because that's moved back up to 17 cents right now. I'm looking to join Dave on this one. And it's right now the spread's at 17 cents. So it didn't get filled on it yet. I'm not going to overpay. I'm going to wait.
That's right. That's right. You don't want to overpay. It's just like, you're going into a car dealership and you got to haggle a little bit. You got to negotiate.
Exactly. The wife loves it when I do that. I negotiate everywhere possible. Never pay retail.
Don't pay retail.
There's room for anything.
Yeah, especially in the market, because you're just going to get your head handed to you.
And so what he also has in here is, say if and when said events don't happen, that these will take advantage of with a major spike in volatility, potential big drop in the SPY, TLT, all that. If they do get modified, here's where the conversion information comes into play, where he can just take off one side and build a credit spread and then exit that trade later. So we'll track this as it happens.
Yeah, it'd be a nice handy one. So, any new live trades I do, these are all live trades. These are in my own account. And as soon as I update or change one, I'll update the spreadsheet for you guys.
It is not uploaded anywhere yet, Andre. So you're saying, where is the spreadsheet at? So as soon as maybe I'll figure it out where it's going to go, and I'll let you know tomorrow.
And then the only reason to highlight on the VXX is because that's the nearest one to expiration. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it, make sure that we're in good shape there.
Yep. So that one's December. Then the other ones aren't until next year. And then the UUP is not till 2022. So lots of time for that one.
Yep.
And it was only 11 cents.
Yeah. That's the average. I should have put average debit, but I don't know. Because I tried to negotiate. Some I got at 10, some I got at 11, 12.
Sure. Makes sense. Andre says, is it okay to enter the trade? Well, as you just heard me talking about the TLT, you're not going to get this price right now. So I currently have this waiting. This is Dave's got an 8-cent spread here for the debit spread that he paid for these legs. If you tried to enter that right now, it'd be 17 cents. So instead of 100 contracts and $800, you would have a $1,700 potential max loss on that. So that's why I'm not entering this trade right now. Yeah, so yeah, they're all about the same. I haven't looked at the exact prices. So yeah, just compare what the strikes are for what the prices are. And as long as the price isn't outside of what your risk appetite is, basically, don't pay that price.
Yeah, and typically, like I said, I don't like to pay more than 15 cents because 1,500 on a 100 share lot is probably about the max I want to risk. The only one I went overboard a little bit was on the SPY, but I still only paid about 15, almost 16 cents.
Yeah, so if these are up around 20 cents, I would wait on them, wait till they come down. And if you don't get it, you don't get it, you know. And we're not saying this is going to make $1 million, so don't get me or don't take me wrong there. That's just the potential max profit. These will most likely be closed well ahead of those levels because it would take full expiration, you know, 2 years out on the UUP, 2+ years out, or whatever that is. Yeah.
Well, it'd be a year plus.
Yeah, there you go.
But I mean, so you have the I mean, what I really want to look at is if the macro view plays out. This is what I'm looking at, and so I would be. I mean, if we got 1% of that, I'd be happy because you know what, you're doubling your money basically because your total debits are maybe $6,000-7,000. You get 12,000, maybe 1.5%, 2%. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and Andre's saying even if they make 10%, yeah, anywhere between 1% and 10%, you're
Hey,
sitting
10%
pretty.
would be golden. Yeah.
You got it, buddy. So look for that. We'll give an update where they're going in the membership site tomorrow. And wow, NDX fell right off my screen.
Yeah, they're taking. I don't know if the last piece of news I heard this morning was SAP out of Europe, biggest one-day decline since 1999.
Wow,
really bad. I think it was like 22%. SAP's huge. You probably know them, right? So,
yep, they're a big company for sure.
Yeah, getting really murdered this morning. Oh, Dunkin' Donuts. That was the one thing I missed. Dunkin' Donuts is going private, potentially. So they're doing a reverse IPO, going private. Earnings are up, and they're up sharply. So what they'll do is they'll buy out all the shareholders at I think it was $106 a share.
Yeah, so just a brief look. Got a little bit more room. What is that? 557 right now on the YM contracts. A little bit of support there might help it out. So it's not stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough day in the markets, guys. So
choppy
hey,
water.
if you've been listening to us for the last several weeks, you know that we have been very bearish here on the markets. I did the YouTube comparison of 1929, and 2020. Interestingly enough, that the September 3rd date was the high in 1929, and it was the rebound high so far this year. So
we're not over yet.
Man, ain't over until the skinny lady sings. I don't want to disparage anyone.
Exactly. All right, Dave. Well, we appreciate your time. We're right around the top of the hour here, so I think we'll wrap for today. And again, just for a quick wrap, using the Wealth Masterclass, Friday is the update, and Dave moved that because of scheduling. So we may or may not have a trading room on Thursday. Dave will definitely not be available. I might do one solo. We'll see what happens for the day. But look for that. We'll catch you guys again tomorrow.
All right, guys. Have a great day. See you then.
Take it easy, Andre. See you, Dave.